Hey beautiful people, so today I am going to show you how to work a surface slip stitch. I'm going to show you how to do it on a square. When you work a square, the most important thing to remember is not to actually start in your corners. This gives you a little bit of a messy finish when you come around to finish. So the thing to do is actually start 2 or 3 stitches away from your corner. Guys, you're going to have to just excuse my fingers. I've got proper crafter hands at the moment. Okay, so let's get going. So to start this, it's a little bit of a weird start because your working yarn in this case lies towards the back of your work instead of the front like it usually does. So the way you're going to start is you pop your hook through between the 2 posts of your stitches. So you see those 2 little posts over there, we're going to just pop our hook through there. So our hook is now in the back of our work. Then we're going to make a little slip knot with our yarn that we're going to use to make our surface slip stitch. So just like you'd normally make a slip knot, I probably do them a little bit different to most people. But that's me, I'm a little bit different. Okay, so then what you need to do is hold this tail end so that it doesn't slip through. So just hold that for your first stitch. Then what you're going to do is just pop that hook through your stitches so that it's in the front of your work. So you can see there now I've got that little loop on my hook. I've got that tail end in this hand, the same hand as my hook, and I've got my working yarn, and I'm ready to go. So we go through into the next post. So we're working in between the posts of our stitches. And also the important thing to remember while you're working these stitches is to watch your tension. If you work too tight, it's going to scrunch your work up. So we go through the posts, make a little yarn over, bring the hook up to the front again, and just pull through that little loop, and there we go, we've got our first little surface slip stitch. So now you can let go of that end because we've now got that first stitch in. It should secure that end, and we just keep going. So you just keep going through the post, yarn over, pull through the post, yarn over, pull through. It's really simple. You just keep going. It's a really fun stitch, really easy, uses a very little bit of yarn. It adds a great little embellishment. I really like this stitch. I just cannot do a double crochet anymore. They just look so boring. They just all need surface slip stitches. Now when you get to a corner, you just act like that little corner doesn't exist. So just jump right over it into the next post. And then it actually creates quite a nice, your surface slip stitch will actually create quite a nice little rounded corner. I'm just going to speed up a little bit so I can show you what that little corner looks like. You see it gives it quite a nice little rounded edge. It looks really pretty on the edge of the blanket. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish up the square so I can show you how to end off when you get, obviously when you come around to the other end, so you've got a nice neat finish at that end. See, so we're going to just go over that corner again. See, we just pretend that corner's not there. You just keep going, and there we go, we've jumped that corner again. See, it's a really easy little stitch once you get into the hang of it. It's just a bit weird when you start. You kind of sit there and you're thinking, how am I supposed to get this yarn to work when it's lying at the back and it's supposed to be at the front? Your brain doesn't quite compute. I kind of sat there for 5 minutes going, huh? But yeah, like I say, once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy, and it's a really pretty little stitch. I really like it. You see those nice cute little corners that surface slip stitch gives? I love this stitch. It's so cute. Okay, so we're almost at that other end now. Okay, now if you go on to tutorials for all the celeb designers, they tell you that you're supposed to surface slip stitch into the first stitch. Now, I don't really do this. I think I do a little bit of a cheat. So I'm going to show you how I cheat my finishes. It's really easy. But don't go tell anyone I'm showing you guys how to cheat. Okay, so we're going to surface slip stitch over that last post because we need that to be finished. Okay, so now we've surfaced over all those stitches. So you can see I've gone all the way around that little square. We're going to just cut that last bit of yarn, And then I finish almost like a needle joint. So just pull that working yarn through. Okay, and then we are going to thread that onto a needle. Let me just grab a needle and get that yarn threaded onto a needle. Sure, my fingers look terrible. Sorry, guys. It's too much playing with omelette. She's made my little fingers sore. Okay, then what I do is I actually pop that needle into the middle of my very first surface slip stitch. So just through the middle of those stitches, pop it through into the back. So I've got that working yarn into the back of my work. And don't pull that stitch too tight, because then it actually makes it a little bit ugly. So don't pull it too tight once you've done it. Let's just get it through there so I can show you. Okay. There we go, and then you obviously just go back and sew those ends in. And there you go, and that's how you do a surface slip stitch. Really, really easy, and it looks really, really pretty.